Welcome to Taste of Giving 2021. Who would have imagined we'd be celebrating our 10th year of Taste of Giving during a pandemic? A special thank you goes out to our co-host committee members for giving so much of themselves for this event every year. And of course, we have a special thank you to Josh and Sharon Weintraub, who created and nurtured this event to be what it is today. Thank you so much, Josh and Sharon. Tonight, you have the best seat in the house, and you'll meet some remarkable Valerie Fund kids and their families. You'll meet a mother who has to choose between bringing COVID home to her sick child or losing a paycheck. Her choice is obvious. This year, the Valerie Fund's mission to care for children with cancer and blood disorders while they receive treatment is as profound as it will ever be. The psychosocial teams put a floor of emotional support under families in crisis. How can a mom or dad cope with their child's life-threatening illness when they can't even meet their family's most basic needs? In 2020, the Valerie Fund distributed 150% more in emergency funds than we did in 2019, and we're already seeing a 40% increased need this year. Our emergency fund puts food on the table, pays for kids' medications, covers rent, mortgage, and car loan payments, and sadly, even funeral expenses when all other options have been exhausted. They need us, and so we need you. Tonight, you have the opportunity to help our families stay afloat and let the kids know you're here and that you care. Our goal is to make tonight another $1 million event, as you've made happen over the past few years. Over the past 9 years, in fact, you've literally changed lives through this event. Because of you, we're able to award Valerie Fund scholarships. In 2020, we gave over $400,000 in scholarships to 90 Valerie Fund kids. Through this event, you all have created 33 named scholarships, awarded 225 times, and another 410 general scholarships that have been granted to Valerie Fund students. You've also supported our Camp Happy Times for kids with cancer and all of the psychosocial support at the 7 Valerie Fund Children's Centers, which last year came to $3.3 million in funding to these 7 centers. This event will raise a 10-year total of more than $8 million by the end of this amazing evening. To start us off tonight, someone you know has a message for all of us, and especially for kids just starting their cancer journey. Richie became a Valerie Fund kid 2 days before he was supposed to start college and his college baseball career, but a cancer diagnosis changed his life forever. You first met him weeks before he took to pitcher's mound for his first college game, months after he'd completed chemo, and also had a double hip replacement. Because of what you've all done, Richie received Valerie Fund scholarships for both college and med school. I am so proud to present to you tonight Dr. Richie Suarez.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Richie Suarez, and I'm so thankful to be able to speak with all of you tonight. I've been a Valerie Fund kid since 2010 when I was diagnosed with leukemia at 18 years old. Currently, I'm a first-year resident at St. Christopher's Hospital for Children, where I'm living out my dream to become a pediatric oncologist. The Taste of Giving has always been a very special event for me, something I've always looked forward to every year. I even used it to propose to my fiance 2 years ago, and last year, I let all of you know that I'd be married in May of 2020. Unfortunately, like so many other things this past year, those plans had to change, and now we're planning on getting married this May in 2021. Just like in my personal life, my professional life has also had a lot of changes. COVID has posed a lot of problems in medicine that we don't always know the answers to. You're about to meet some of the other Valerie Fund kids, some of which their stories are just at their beginning. My hopes for them is that even with the adversity they are facing, they are able to push forward, continue to strive for their dreams and futures, because I know with the support of the Valerie Fund, those dreams will become a reality.
Hi, my name is Derek. I'm 10 years old, and I do know a lot of people are going through a lot of things. For example, me, I have brain cancer, and at the beginning of this, it's been a hard time, but even though it's hard, and even if people aren't going through the same thing, I know it might be hard, but even though it's hard, just don't give up. I know sometimes you guys might want to give up, but even though if you do, it's gonna be even harder. If you don't give up, it will be much more easier, and you can accomplish everything much more better. All right? I'm right now in Columbia Hospital, and at the beginning of this, it's been very hard, but since I've been going through this, I've been getting used to it. The hospital has been helping me, and yeah, they've been really helping me, and we're almost done with it.
Thank you to everyone who is with us tonight. 10 years ago, when this night was conceived, I don't think Josh and I could ever have imagined how incredibly important this event would become to so many people. Its financial success surpassed any amount we could have hoped for. With the help of our co-hosts and the dedicated Valerie Fund staff, we have created something truly special that directly benefits the backbone of this organization, the Valerie Fund Kids. As much as I miss the warmth of being together with all of you in the picturesque rooms surrounded by roses at the Mandarin in New York City and having in-person visits with the adorable kids that melt your heart, this virtual venue will give us a unique opportunity to see the kids in their own environment, being themselves, and to meet them in a more personal and intimate way than we usually do. Over the next 20 minutes or so, you will meet 3 Valerie Fund kids and their families who have generously agreed to share their very personal stories. We will meet Gabby, a college freshman who shares so much of herself and her difficult journey with cancer. You will meet brave little Zion and his supportive, loving family and be completely charmed by him. And finally, you will meet sweet, philosophical Abdiel, who loves Camp Happy Times more than just about anything else. These are just 3 of 6,000 families the Valerie Fund supports each year at 7 Valerie Fund Children's Centers in New York and New Jersey, with psychosocial support, scholarships, overnight camps, and survivorship clinics. Not to mention, since last March, emergency grants for families affected by COVID-19. All of these services are offered to patients and their families with what our founders Ed and Sue Goldstein call the secret sauce, love. I hope that you will find it in your heart and join Josh and me to show your love with the most generous gift you can. You can click the donate button, text your gift, or bid in our live auction in just a little while. You can make a substantial change in the lives of one or many of these families. Thank you so much. And now, let's meet Gabby, Zion, and Abdiel.
Cancer affects not only the patient, but the whole family. Gabby was 11 years old when she started having trouble completing everyday tasks.
And it was really snowing very hard. And we went to the doctor, we got a CBC, and they said, okay, you'll have the results by Friday. And just trying to get out of the parking lot of the doctor's office took us like an hour. It was just snowing so much.
The lab technicians ended up stuck in the lab because of the snow, and they managed to do her test early, and they noticed she had what was your hemoglobin, 2?
It was 2.
It was 2.
Gabby received her first cancer diagnosis.
We found out later that they thought that if we had waited till Friday, that I likely wouldn't have made it to that Friday and maybe not even through that night.
Before I knew it, she was being rushed into an ambulance. Mom was going with her, and they just went off to the hospital and left Dad and I behind. And I looked out the window a lot that day, and I remember the one tree back there was just covered in ice, and it was just so pretty, and Gabby wasn't there to share it with. And I think I remember that more than the actual diagnosis.
The Valerie Fund treats children with blood disorders as well. Their families rely on us for the duration of childhood, like Zion's family.
When they told me that my son had sickle cell, and the doctors, all I could do was break down and cry. I called my husband. He was at work. I was crying. His mom was crying. My mom was sad about it. So it was a big emotional thing. You just think oh, this is not good, and it's gonna be the worst ever.
The Valerie Fund centers treat thousands of babies and children with sickle cell disease.
The pain is usually worse in the leg because he can't move around. Whereas when he has it in his shoulder or his arm, he could still do things. What does it, can you describe how it feels?
No, like every time I'm laying on my foot and my foot hurts, it just slows me down. It hurts very bad. Sometimes I walk inside and then go tell my mom or my dad.
Child life specialists, social workers, and psychologists teach parents, patients, and siblings how to help children deal with the unbearable pain crisis.
Sometimes they usually give me shots.
Or blood work.
Yeah.
And seeing him crying and not being able to help him, the nurses really helped us, by guiding us through it and what they had to do and stuff like that, so we can help him while they help him. So that was a big help for us.
Yeah, last time I went to my doctor's, it felt great.
You didn't cry. It wasn't as bad. You got used to it.
He's starting to get used to the shots now and stuff, so. Plus him knowing that he's getting a prize after, he started to be more of a big boy, when it comes to the shot, so.
He's been through a whole lot.
The Valerie Fund supports nearly 6,000 children and their families each year. Children like Abdil.
At the age of 3, he was diagnosed with ALL. I would take him to the park to play. He would fall. He started becoming sick. He'll have bruises on his legs. He started having nosebleeds.
With me, it felt like I wasn't sick, but at the same time, I knew I was sick.
They explained to his brother Joshua the situation, what Abdil was going to be going through, that we weren't going to be alone, that they were there to help us out, and tried for Josh to understand what was happening.
He just wanted to see me in the hospital, make sure I was always okay. My mom, dad kept on telling my brother that I was okay, and he just really wanted to see me that much.
It was hard for Josh. Joshua would think the worst. He thought his brother wasn't gonna make it. He was afraid. He would cry every day, worried about him.
Me and my entire family, what we're trying to do is keep our heads straight, don't look back. And that's what we did, and now I'm out of the hospital.
He was brave. Through all the pain and everything he was going through, he was just having fun, always playing around. They would always bring him toys. He was a strong little boy.
A lot of people say it's very brave to go through cancer. You must be so brave, you must be so strong. But for me, it was just, take pills at this time, go to the hospital, and get these IVs. But, for my family, I think it takes a lot more courage for them to be there to support me and, try to not show their emotions to me. It's taken a lot for them, and they're constantly giving and giving and giving.
My daughter, Gabby, is my hero. Because just like when she was in treatment for the leukemia, she never said, why me?
Mm-hmm. She just took it in stride.
Yeah, it was just this strength, this inner strength that she had.
Mm-hmm. In the very first hours of diagnosis, the Valerie Fund team approach is to bring medical and psychosocial staff together to meet the family.
And when Gabby was first diagnosed, in those first days we spent in the hospital, we felt like we met 200 people that were on our side. They didn't know us from Adam. They didn't know us 48 hours ago, and they were our closest warrior friends and on the front line.
Doctors, nurses, social workers, and child life specialists help families get through those daunting first hours.
The Valerie Fund was just so incredibly helpful, and they were just so, they realized that cancer is a full family thing,
Everyone at the Valerie Fund does their very best to make it understandable, more approachable, more comfortable as it can be.
It feels good to talk about it, and in almost a space like this where it's like you have to talk about it.
Yes, and being able to share our story is a way of thanking the Valerie Fund for everything they've done for us and continue to do, and everything they do for families like ours.
Hi, my name is Owen Terrell, and I am 14 years old. About 2 years ago, I was diagnosed with childhood leukemia. Some of you may remember me from last year when I presented at this event from my home using technology called Vigo. Vigo is a robot that enabled me to attend school while undergoing treatment. I'm really grateful to the Valerie Fund for that. These days, I'm one of the lucky kids as I'm able to be in my school, St. Helens St. Hughes, in person, while many kids still have to attend school remotely. I am very excited to finish my treatment soon and return to all the sport activities I love to do, including hockey, soccer, and swimming. I also like to play the cornet and piano. I am so happy and I am so grateful to the Valerie Fund for helping me through this treatment. The Valerie Fund is an amazing organization that helps many kids like me, and I am really excited to be here to share my story with you.
Hi everyone, my name is Sierra Spriggs and I'm currently a social worker in the state of New Jersey. I'm also a 3-time cancer survivor who was treated at a Valerie Fund Center. For over 5 years at A Taste of Giving, I've told really bad jokes and got to meet a lot of people who support the Valerie Fund. COVID-19 has changed the format, but I'm so glad that I'm able to share with you virtually my experience with the Valerie Fund. The Valerie Fund holds such a special place in my heart because I've been a proud Valerie Fund kid since I was 5 years old. Camp Happy Times, the social workers, the child life specialists, the music and art therapists all really helped me to feel normal. And they would also really influence my decision to become a social worker. My hope for all of the Valerie Fund children that you are about to meet is that each child is able to embrace the fact that cancer and blood disorders is not their whole story, it's just a part. My other hope is that these stories inspire you to continue to support the Valerie Fund because during these uncertain times, the Valerie Fund staff are really making sure that children and their families in the New Jersey and New York area do not have to fight cancer and blood disorders alone.
My name is Prince. I'm 9 years old and I go to the Valerie Fund. I like going there because they help me and they help me when I'm sick and I have sickle cell disease, and that's not a good thing to have because if you go in the cold without a jacket, you can go to the hospital just like I did sometimes. And I like to play, I like to dance, and I especially like to draw. And I love my mommy, because she's the best in the world.
Hi, my name is Anna Reyes. I am 19 years old and I have been diagnosed with sickle cell disease. The Valerie Fund psychosocial team has been working very hard during this pandemic, having to take care of my health, and school has been very hard, very difficult. But the Valerie Fund has made it way much easier. Thank you very much.
Hi everyone, I'm Shelby. I wish that we could be together this year at this incredible event. COVID definitely brought a challenging year, but it also brought some positives. At last year's Taste of Giving, I was undergoing treatment for my second lymphoma diagnosis as I just began my career as a pediatrics physician assistant. I can happily share that I'm 8 months in remission. I got engaged shortly after.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Shelby Sarah Caban, will you make me the happiest and luckiest man in the world and marry me?
And I'm getting married this upcoming August. And while I'm recovering at home, I'm looking for a new position as a pediatrics physician assistant. Despite not being together this year the traditional way, the Valerie Fund and the Taste of Giving event mean a tremendous amount to me. I'm a recipient of the Julia Weintraub Family Scholarship, and being able to say that I beat cancer twice and I'm able to continue my career path as a physician assistant would not have been possible without these incredible people and you. So without forgetting our mission in mind, let's continue to give all that we can for the Valerie Fund kids. Thank you.
Whether they aspire to become a doctor, social worker, engineer, musician, or Wall Street executive, our Valerie Fund Scholarship recipients have so much talent. Tonight's very special entertainment comes to us from Max Munoz, who has been awarded a named Valerie Fund Scholarship to attend the Berklee School of Music in Boston this coming fall. Let's listen to him sing his words of wisdom.
Thank you so much, Max. We're so proud to have you as a member of the Valerie Fund Scholarship family. Now remember, everyone, we need you to help us raise $1 million tonight and uphold the Taste of Giving tradition. Your donations will support scholarships, get kids back to Camp Happy Times this summer, help replenish our emergency fund, and provide emotional and psychological support for kids in treatment who are being diagnosed right now across the 7 Valerie Fund Children's Centers. Here's how you can make your gift. Number 1, text your donation to the number up there at any time. Number 2, click the donation link down there at any time. Or just minutes from now, you can have fun bidding in our live services auction with auctioneer comedian Michael Kosta from The Daily Show. Every gift makes a difference, so thank you all for showing your love with the most generous gift you can for our kids right now.
I'm 4 years old. Hello. My name is Nicoletta. I'm 4 years old. And I have leukemia. Go to Children's Hospital. Hello, I'm 4 years old, and I have leukemia, and I go to Children's Hospital. What?
Wait.
Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Christopher Hendershot and I'm a first-year emergency medicine resident at Jackson Memorial Hospital at the University of Miami. Since meeting many of you at the Taste of Giving at the Mandarin a few years ago, I've graduated from Cooper Medical School of Rowan University as class president for 4 years. I also won a national award for students going into emergency medicine. Like many of you, my life has been greatly impacted by COVID-19. My very first patient on my very first shift was a COVID-positive patient, and that patient had all the complications that you could have from the disease. Thanks to all the generosity of all the donors and everyone at the Valerie Fund, I wake up every morning excited to go to work. I know that I'll make an impact in my patients' lives, and that's because of the impact that you've made in my life. To all the Valerie Fund children, I'd like to say, please continue to do the impossible. You've already faced or are facing the unthinkable. Remember that strength you've gained, and remember that you can do anything you put your mind to.
Gabby's experiences fighting cancer influenced her decision to study psychology at college.
Cancer treatment is very expensive, and we would get bills like every single week with my name on them. And, I was worried that it would be too expensive and that we wouldn't be able to afford it.
She is now attending college with the help of a Valerie Fund scholarship.
So it's really motivating to know that there are other people who believe in me. I just could not say enough words to say thank you for giving me that opportunity.
Due to COVID, this year has been harder than most on our families.
I actually used to work with people with disabilities, and I had to make the choice to stop working, and I just didn't want to take the risk of bringing anything back home to my family, but especially Zion, because I didn't know how COVID would affect him with his sickle cell. They actually helped get him a laptop because they had the virtual learning and we didn't have enough computers for all the kids, and they offered a laptop for us. They even helped with food also. They're there. Anything we need, they paid for my son the medication, and they did it for a year, over a year or two.
The Valerie Fund is there to help when families are at their most vulnerable.
I always want the Valerie Fund. I don't trust anybody else. I know the Valerie Fund is like home to us, basically. So we wouldn't want to go anywhere else.
We definitely had plans on moving out of the state and stuff like that, somewhere cheaper and whatever, somewhere better for our family. But, the Valerie Fund is one of the reasons why we stay.
Why we stay all the time, yes.
How they treat us, how they treat our son.
And I don't want to move somewhere and not get that support that we need from another hospital or something. I just feel like Zion's been there since he was a baby. So they're kind of like family to us. It's like an extended family.
Camp Happy Time is a free overnight summer camp for any child with cancer, no matter where he is treated.
Well, when I first found out about camp, I was in the hospital. And one of the doctors said that as soon as I get out after the surgery with it, that there's a possible chance of me going to camp. But I have to say it's the best camp because you meet new kids mostly every single year. Camp Happy Times, it's the best camp, honestly.
Abdiel's whole family contracted COVID last year. Though he suffered from seizures, he is healthy now, but his grandparents did not make it.
We lived with my grandmother. She came out positive. She was a dialysis patient. She passed away. We had to move, and I reached out to the Valerie Fund for help. I didn't have enough for rent, and I didn't know who else to reach out to, and they helped us.
This year was also a difficult one for Gabby and her family, when during the pandemic, she had a cancerous ovarian tumor removed.
there was a chance that I had a genetic mutation that would make me more predisposed to that type of tumor, as well as like lung tumors.
And they did test her for the DICER1 genetic mutation, which took 7 weeks to get back due to COVID, and it was the 7 longest weeks, I think, of our lives. And it made Alexander's semester at school very difficult. He had a hard time moving forward, and he didn't want to worry us, so he didn't tell us what was going on, and he just kept telling us everything was fine. And it turns out he wasn't telling Gabby what was really going on in his world because he didn't want to worry her, and for him not to tell her something. Those two are, as you can tell, they act like twins.
You know, she was diagnosed with leukemia. She was diagnosed in 2014. That was going on 7 years ago now. And all the time from that first diagnosis, I was kind of waiting for the other boot to drop. And then finally this past fall, second cancer, here's the other boot. So it was a shock, but it was also kind of like I had been expecting it for all that time.
He never wants to worry us because we have enough with Gabby. And
he was definitely afraid both times I was diagnosed. And, you know, I don't feel guilty. You know, I know that I couldn't help having cancer. It's not something I chose or that I could stop. But, you know, it hurts knowing the effect that it has on others. Because, you know, you don't want to hurt the people that you love. I am now lucky twice that I have survived and that I'm doing well and I have gotten through it. And I know that there are hundreds and thousands of kids who didn't get those chances, who didn't get to live their lives beyond childhood. And so I personally feel this sense of duty. I have to do something with my life. I can't just let it pass by. I have to do something, and I have to live my life, and I have to do as much as I can with it, because otherwise it would just be disrespectful to all the others who didn't get this chance and this opportunity.
My mom, dad, brother, my whole family didn't lose hope. And if you don't lose hope, there's a possible chance of luck getting on your side.
Anytime I've felt like I wanted to give up and like everything was just too much for me, and unfortunately, you know, there are those times, but I would think about my family and their strength reminds me to be strong, or at least keep holding on for them and to keep going through every day and keep living, because if they can be strong, then I can be strong.
Do not give up, even if you want to and your brain tells you to. Don't. Control yourself to keep on fighting.
Hey everybody. Hi. It's Michael Kosta. Remember me? We were at the hotel last year. I was wearing a different suit. I didn't have 1 year of quarantine and pandemic in my eyes. Either did you. You all look so beautiful. Now we're at home. Some of us aren't wearing pants. Some of us have food on our chest right now watching this live stream. Thank you for being here. We are making the best of it. What a beautiful video. What a beautiful event. Let me interrupt myself very quickly. Do you see the text message number down below, the one that starts with 815? That is the number to text your donation to. Previously, a number was shown with an 817. That is the incorrect telephone number. If you've been texting and donating to 817, first of all, thank you for that. Second of all, you have to re-text the 815-913-2729. Sorry to interrupt this way, but this is 2021. This is the tech that happens. Please text message 815-913-2729. And if you previously sent a donation to the 817 number, our bad, and just redo it. We are terribly sorry about that, but we're all on Zoom and we're doing a great job, and it is great to be back here. A lot of you are thinking the reason we're not at the beautiful Mandarin Oriental is because of COVID. It's not. It's because Barry lost all our money gambling, okay? He's an addict. He's a New York Giant addict, and he bet all the money for the Valerie Fund that we were going to go to the Super Bowl. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am excited that I get to be here. I hope we raise tons of money tonight. I loved what Sierra said, which was, I wrote it down. She said, you don't want to fight cancer and blood disorders alone. Speaking of alone, that's all we've been this year is alone. Can you imagine being a kid and getting cancer or a blood disorder and feeling like you have to tackle that burden alone? Tonight, with your donations, your text messages to the 815 number, we can help these kids not fight something so crappy alone. Isn't that amazing? That's amazing. I also love how so many of these kids go back to medicine and work in medicine. Who was it? Richie with that beautiful haircut and the stethoscope around his neck? A lot of you probably think that Richie is going to be a doctor. That's a t-shirt you can buy these days. It just comes with a stethoscope around your neck. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing to see how many of these kids benefit from your donations and then go on to work in the field of medicine or social work. I hope your hearts and your wallets are as big as the chair that Sharon was sitting in. That is the biggest chair I've ever seen. And I remember Sharon from last year, and she was very nice to me. But this year, as a comedian, I can make fun of her chair because we're all separated and it's easier to make jokes. But I love that chair as a big guy myself. Sharon, you got a great chair. Hey, let's check this number out. We've already pre-show raised this amount. Can you hit me with it? Check this out, ladies and gentlemen. $230,536. Isn't that unbelievable? That's before we've even started the bidding. So speaking of starting the bidding, we're going to do that. And I'm going to show you the different levels, and I'm going to show you what your donations go to. The biggest level is, of course, $100,000, which is my weekly salary at The Daily Show. Now, this underwrites 3 months at a Valerie Fund Children's Center. You know this. This includes social work, child life specialists, psychologists, educational support, integrative medicine. After the $100,000, you can go to the $42,000, which is psychosocial care for a 3-year course of leukemia treatment. This is the cost of psychosocial care the Valerie Fund provides for free to a patient and a family, $42,000. Some of you probably made that today in the stock market because you shorted GameStop, okay? The next $20,000, this is a Your Name Here scholarship. This is, you can name a scholarship to help a Valerie Fund kid pay for college or graduate school. This name scholarship program started here at this event. So far, you, with your donations, have created 33 scholarships awarded 225 times. You'll recognize Richie, Shelby, Sierra, Chris. They all had these scholarships. Next, the COVID-19 Emergency Fund, $10,000. This was Zion and Abdiel, I hope I said his name right. Help replenish this fund to help Valerie Fund families buy food, pay their rent, car loans, buy medications, and baby supplies. There's also scholarships for Valerie Fund patients of $5,000, which of course helps replenish the general scholarship fund. $5,000, you know? And then Camp Happy Times, the most appropriately named summer camp All it costs is $2,000, and you send a kid to Camp Happy Times. Camp is happening this summer. It's where all the kids go. They all understand each other. Can you imagine having cancer and a blood disorder and being a kid and then going and hanging out with other kids who are in the same boat? That would be great. As a kid myself, I liked other kids that liked baseball like me. And that's just baseball. Imagine how nice this must be for these kids. It's up in the Poconos, okay? I heard the Poconos are hot. Here it's nice up there. Hey, so check this out. Bang. We already have, by somebody named Anonymous, a donation of $150,000 with the message of where it is needed most. That increases the money already raised to $380,536. Someone saw that I was asking for $100,000 and gave in $150,000 and another one. Come on, baby. I'm getting hot in here. $100,000. The message is for the Valerie Fund kids by Josh and Sharon, giving a total already almost $500,000. Ladies and gentlemen, if you text the number below, you will get to type in what you want to give, the amount, your message, and your name. For instance, right here, $20,000 to the, I hope I say your name right, the Yedded Family Scholarship, Scott and Rachel. Am I covering too much? Okay, good. Thank you for that. If you donate more than $1,000, we will get your message up on the screen. That is a $20,000 scholarship, a family scholarship. We are now well over $500,000, and here comes another $25,000 scholarship. I thank this person. Is this a joke? You're giving me names like this? Beautiful name, beautiful donation. Thank you for all this can do. You watch this video every year. I say, I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to cry. Last year, I cried in the back of the Mandarin Oriental. This year, I'm crying in my bedroom. Another donation of $10,000 for Darsana and Hardik by Heaton and Neva. We have a total raise of $535,000. Don't forget, you text 815-913-2729. Here comes another $10,000 donation by Daniel Hoffman. You can text it. That's all you do. You text, you write a message. This is your big opportunity, Daniel. You just gave the Valerie Fund $10,000 and your message is just your name? Come on, bro. You can do better than that. Another $10,000 donation for the Valerie Fund families by Josh and Sharon. Thank you, Josh and Sharon. Your names come up a lot, and I love it. Is that the same Sharon that's sitting in that awesome chair? I love that chair. Thank you for your $10,000 donation. Here comes another donation of $25,000 to support the Valerie Fund Friends Scholarship. Remember, if you give a donation for over $1,000, we're going to get your message up on the screen. There's nothing better than giving money to kids that need it. Here comes $8,000 in honor of Sharon and Josh from the Valerie Fund Board. Whoa, the Valerie Fund Board is dropping money on the Valerie Fund? That's how you know it's good, when the people who work on the board are giving money. Here's a $42,000 donation, which covers 3 years, a full 3-year course of leukemia treatment. The kids inspire us, say Josh and Sharon. That is true, man. That is true. You know, here I am sitting in Brooklyn thinking I got it bad because my heater's not working, and you see these stories. Here comes $20,000 to the COVID-19 Emergency Fund. Liam Sargent. What a year. Huh? Last year, everybody looked so beautiful. I thought I looked great. Here comes a $5,000 donation to support the Valerie Fund Scholarship Program by Patrick Fleming. Thank you, Patrick. Thanks to all of you. How has your year been? Some people have struggled so much this year, and yet some people have continued to make tons and tons of money. Are you one of those people? Well, open up your wallet. Here's $20,000 for the Bertolani Scholarship by Daniel and Francesca. I'm sorry if I say your name wrong. My name is Michael Kosta. You can go to my Twitter at Michael Kosta, and you can berate me if I say your name wrong, because the thing is, you're being generous. Here's a $10,000 from Michael and Elin. Thank you so much for the donation. Think about it. $2,000 sends a kid to Camp Happy Times. $5,000 is a scholarship for the Valerie Fund patients. $10,000 COVID-19 Emergency Fund. You can put your name on a scholarship for $20,000. Here comes $2,500 to support the Valerie Fund's counseling programs at Camp Happy Times. Michael Hitzman, $42,000 for a 3-year course of leukemia. Here's another $20,000 donation. We're up to $700,000. Kathy Richter Scholarship Fund by Bob Richter. Do you think we can get to $1 million? Can you imagine if Michael Kosta, sitting in his apartment in Brooklyn with no pants on, can get to $1 million? Here comes $5,000. Celia A. Felsher and John Cecil, thank you for your donations. I'm hoping that my pronunciation of these names does not make it into the greatest hits on YouTube of how to properly, incorrectly say the names. Here comes $5,000. Thank you, Lou Rosenfeld. Wouldn't it be amazing to get $1 million? Have you even seen, I don't even know if the software that is running this event right now could type in $1 million. I didn't even, when we did tech rehearsals, here comes another $5,000 to support the Hannah Zoo Scholarship Fund. Thank you for your $5,000 donation. I wasn't even sure if this software was able to get to $723,036. Here comes another $20,000 to support the Name Scholarship Fund, Jeff Mayer. You know, last year, thank you, Jeff. Last year, I got to see all the ladies in their dresses. I see all the men in their tuxedos. And there was an energy there. Here comes $1,000 to support the Valerie Fund children and their families. Thank you, Bill, for your $1,000 donation. But here, there's still energy in this room tonight, but it's digital energy. And that digital energy should get you to open your real wallet and send a kid to Camp Happy Time. This donation would be 5 kids to Camp Happy Time. And that is $10,000 from Anonymous for the COVID Emergency Fund. Thank you, Anonymous. I wonder if that Anonymous is the same Anonymous that gave $150,000 earlier. What, Anonymous? $2,000 to Camp Happy Times. Thank you, Christopher Kim. Wow, this is unbelievable. How much money is coming in? Think about your life. Think about what you have fought and gotten through, and think about if something like cancer and blood disorder. Here comes $10,000 from Mark and Bridget. Thank you, Mark and Bridget. That is generous. That is kind. Think about those messages you heard and think about how you can help. The Marcus Family Foundation is giving $5,000. Thank you. I have a daughter now, 1 year old. I can't even imagine going through this. $10,000, Kathy Richter Scholarship Fund, Peter and Peggy. Thank you for your donation. We're almost at $800,000, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget to text 815-913-2729. Text 815-913-2729. Here comes a $1,500 donation by Ross Kahn. If you already donated by texting 817, didn't count. It went off into the ether. You accidentally donated to some other foundation. Here comes Peter offering $3,000. Thank you, Peter. Every little bit helps. Think about your life. Think about the money you have. And think about that there's other people just born in a different situation than you. $10,000 coming in from Matthew and Rachel. Thank you. Who's going to get us over into the $800,000 mark? You know, look at this. Oh, we're so close to Camp Happy Times. Happy birthday, Millie, Rick, and Maureen. Oh, Millie, it's your birthday. What a great day to be born on. A day to raise almost $800,000. You know, Barry and Lori tell me all the time about all the big celebrities they hire. $24,000 to support Camp Happy Times and the Friends of the Valerie Fund Scholarship. Thank you, Brad. We are at $821,000. My God, it is so much money, and we can keep going. $1,000 donation coming in. The Valerie Fund's counseling programs. Thank you, Brad. You know, Barry always tells me he hires these big celebrities and they come in every year to raise money at the auction. Then I go, oh, really, Barry? Are they raising as much money as Kosta is? Because here comes another $2,000 to Camp Happy Times. Thank you by the Blair family. I remember the Blair family. Remember them last year? They all sat together and they laughed at my jokes. Great family, great taste. The Blair family has great taste. You know, speaking of else who has great taste? Mike Weinstein, okay? $20,000 donation. The Brody Peak Scholarship Fund, #Forever5. Thank you, Mike. We are at almost $850,000. Where does this money go? Remember what Sierra said? These kids don't have to fight cancer and blood disorders alone because of you. Thank you. Oh, it was a great message. From Mary and Eric Bernstein for the Scholarship Fund in honor of Josh and Sharon for their devotion to the Valerie Fund and our kids. I swear to God, I've only been going to this event for 2 years now. Josh and Sharon are devoted to the Valerie Fund, and we thank them for that. We also thank Sharon for that awesome chair she had. Here comes a $10,000 donation. So proud to be part of this every year by Randy. It is amazing. It is amazing. And, you know, Richie, we saw him. He proposed to his girlfriend and then he postponed the wedding because of COVID-19. And he's getting married this year. That's a Valerie Fund kid. $2,000. Neil and Paula for Camp Happy Times. Thank you, Neil and Paula. $860,000 raised. We are almost at half of my yearly salary doing stand-up comedy. Here comes $2,000 from Sam Rice. I love Sam Rice. Just a simple donation, bang. Simple name, bang. You know, he doesn't need all the he doesn't need all the words in there. He's driving right now. He's probably on the expressway right now, driving, texting, donating. $2,000 to support the Valerie Fund's counseling programs. Thank you, Cecilia. Thank you. There's so much that the Valerie Fund does. Isn't it amazing when you see the leukemia course for 3 years and also Camp Happy Times, COVID-19 Emergency Fund, $2,000 in honor of Sylvie. Thank you, Susan. Thank you for your donations. Man, I love this. 815-913-2729. 815-913-2729. Here comes a $1,000 donation for Barry's efforts for the kids, Ira and Eileen, and that is in full caps. So they are yelling it. Barry's efforts for the kids. Another $10,000 donation is coming in to support the 5 campers for Camp Happy Times. Thank you, Daniel. Whoa. It is wild. You know, I don't know what else to say other than thank you. And why am I thanking you? The kids are thanking you. You saw what they were saying to the camera. $5,000 to support the scholarship fund. Thank you, Ian. It must feel lonely. It must feel scary, not just for the kids, but for the parents to hear the diagnosis, to know, what do I do now? How do I handle this? Can I handle this? And the Valerie Fund is there to help. $1,000 for Camp Happy Times from Jill and Scott in honor of Lori Abrams. Oh, that's nice. It must be terrifying. And to know that the Valerie Fund is there, that Lori's there, that Barry's there, that the whole staff is there, the board is there. Here comes $10,000 for the emergency fund in honor of Rachel and Matt. $892,000 we have raised. Michael Kosta has. Single-handedly, Michael Kosta has raised this money. And I have an exciting announcement, ladies and gentlemen. We have, you ever heard these two names before? Because I know you have, okay? Alex Benjamin and Sheila Peluso have issued a $50,000 challenge to help us get closer to our $1 million goal. So if we get $50,000 right now, they will match another $50,000. Here comes $2,500. Amazing work, Valerie Fund, the Carneys. Ladies and gentlemen, now is the time, because your money that you donate will be matched if we reach $50,000 by Alex, Benjamin, and Sheila Peluso. We are at $899,000. Someone is saying, I would like to donate $1,000. Well, guess what? We would like you to do that as well. And we thank you for donating $1,000. Every dollar counts. We have a matching $50,000 challenge. Steve Bader and Kathy, $1,000. Text 815-913-2729, and they They're challenging you, $50,000, and we can get up to $1 million. Oh my God. Can you imagine? Look, I'm happy for these kids and I hope they're going to feel better. But if Michael Kosta pulls off $1 million, that will go down as the greatest comedian slash virtual auctioneer slash Valerie Fund host of 2021. You know, there's some wonderful hosts of this event, and I'm just hoping we can get to $1 million. Ladies and gentlemen, don't get stingy, okay? Think about your lives. Think about your children. Think about how privileged and wonderful our lives have been and what you can do to help people that are in more difficult times. Here comes $5,000 for the Emergency COVID Relief Fund, John and Deb. Thank you, John and Deb. We are getting close to $50,000 thanks to Alex and Sheila, who've issued a $50,000 challenge right now. Here comes $1,000 to the Josh and Sharon Scholarship, RDQ Economics. Is that a business or is that actually someone's name? And if that's somebody's name, RDQ Economics, that's all good. All right. Elon Musk named his kid a bunch of different letters and stuff, and he's doing okay. Here comes $2,000 from the Besner family. We love you, Sharon and Josh. We're at $9,536. We are so close to $1 million, ladies and gentlemen. I can smell it. I can smell $1 million, and we're $2,500 closer for the match and the amazing job by Mitchell Kopla from Barry and Beth. Did I say his name right? If anything, I should be mispronouncing my own name. Barry and Beth, thank you so much. Here comes another $2,000 in full caps to support Camp Happy Times from the Kavor family. Ari, thank you for that. We're at $915,000. What's that? Oh my God. I'm smelling $1 million. I am smelling the $50,000 challenge. Here comes $2,000 for the Joanne Spear Scholarship Fund. We miss you, Joanne. I am so sorry if I'm saying these names incorrectly. Nobody at The Daily Show ever taught me how to read. They taught me how to be funny. They taught me how to look good in a suit. And then they said in the interview, do you know how to read? And I went like this, like, of course I do. And I winked, like, they're going to get it. It's a comedy show. They're going to get that I don't know how to read. But I don't. But I am good with numbers. And here comes another $2,000 to support Camp Happy Times from Bill. Thank you, Bill. We're at $918,000. We have to be close to that $50,000 challenge. I would wonder if in all the years that the Valerie Fund auction has happened, if anyone had ever donated money in honor of the host, like Barry and Beth did. Okay? That was unbelievable. Ladies and gentlemen, I just got someone in my ear, okay? And I get a lot of stuff because I'm close to LaGuardia, so I get like all the airplanes and stuff. But I also just heard that we are $24,000 away from reaching the $50,000 challenge. Now, there's two ways to look at that. There's the negative way, which is we're $24,000 away. That kind of feels like a lot of money. And then there's the positive way, which is we're already at 26. We're going to get it done. And here comes 2,000 more for Camp Happy Times from Giovanni and Alicia. You know, these names. I love your names. My name's Michael. Everybody's name is Michael. It's so boring. I call somebody, I always have to say my whole name. You know, I'm like, hello, it's Michael. And they're like, Michael. And I'm like, Michael Kosta, your brother. It's an old bit I used to do. Remember last year when we were live and I was touching everybody's face, and now, you know, that's not a good thing to do. You got to wash your hands at all times. Hey, here's the good news. We are $22,000 away from receiving a $50,000 challenge. Ladies and gentlemen, that means that if we get $22,000 more dollars, we will get another $50,000, which means, and I'm not good at math, we will have $8.9 billion raised for the Valerie Fund. We are so close. I can smell it. I can smell it. Did I already do this bit? That's my nose. How's my hair looking on this thing, huh? It's been a rough year for the skin and hair, hasn't it? Oh, that being said, how can I even make such a joke like that when you see the videos of these kids losing their hair? It must be brutal sitting in a hospital alone with parents that don't know what the hell's going on. Your money, your donations, the money that you have sitting in your 5th retirement account, in your 6th house in the Hamptons. Maybe drive to the Hamptons this summer. Don't take the frickin' helicopter, everybody. And you can send a bunch of kids to Camp Happy Times, or you can pay for a child's 3-year course leukemia. Here comes $2,500 to support Camp Happy Times. David Lawrence, thank you. David, when you fill up your Audis with premium gasoline, drop it down to 91 octane. And then you'll be left with $22,000 to give to the Valerie Fund right now. I love it when these new messages come up. $2,000 to support the Valerie Fund. Jackie. Thank you, Jackie. Thank you, Jackie. Thank you to everyone who has made a donation. And there's some of you out there right now sitting on your hands like you got in trouble at a strip club. And I'm saying, no, get up and dance. Grab your wallet. Open it up. Think about that one time you were sick last winter and you had a cold for a day and a half, and what a whiny wimp you were. And then think about being 9 and being diagnosed with leukemia or a blood disorder or cancer and not knowing what the hell you're supposed to do or how you're going to do it or what the future holds. We make plans 3 months from now and get upset when they get disrupted. Can you imagine being given a cancer diagnosis as a kid? Here comes $4,000 for Camp Happy Times from Cole and Ryan. Thank you, Cole and Ryan. We are so close to this $50,000 pledge. We are so close that my back hurts right now. We are so close that my voice hurts right now. Now, I had COVID probably 8 or 9 times. I don't have great smell left in my body, but I can still smell $1 million about. Here comes Anonymous again with $3,108. What a wonderfully specific donation. It could be possible that Anonymous is driving and just pressed a bunch of numbers and sent in that text message to 815-913-2729, 815-913-2729. We have $931,000 raised, ladies and gentlemen. We are close to getting the $50,000 challenge from Alex Benjamin and Sheila Peluso. And what did we raise last year? Not this much. That's how much better I'm getting every year. Just take a deep breath and just think about how you can sit cross-legged and do a guided meditation. And sometimes when you meditate, a to-do list pops in your head. And for me, it's like, do I want to get multigrain or regular grain bread? Or did I like the tangerine juice or the orange juice? I start thinking about daily tasks. You know what I don't think about, thankfully? My health. I'm not burdened with sickness. And if you are, and if you have a blood disorder or a cancer diagnosis, everything goes out the window. All you think about is how much time is left. Am I going to be okay? I'm hurting right now. My loved ones, are they okay? It completely takes over your life and your loved ones' lives. And if you're sitting here right now still listening to me, first of all, God bless you. Second of all, open up the wallets and help these kids. They need help. Remember Sierra? The Valerie Fund helps these kids so they don't have to fight cancer and blood disorders alone. Richie had to postpone his wedding because of COVID-19. He was a Valerie Fund recipient. Derek, remember Derek? He didn't have any hair left and he said, don't give up. Don't give up. I'm thinking of Derek right now as my voice is coming hoarse as I beg you, ladies and gentlemen, to reach this $50,000 challenge so we can get to $1 million. Think about Sharon's chair. Think about whoever first made that chair was like, this chair is too big. Nobody will ever want to sit in a chair that's the size of a school bus. And then it was made, and then it was purchased, and then it was enjoyed by Sharon and her family. And what exactly is the conclusion? The conclusion is these kids need money and they need help. And maybe I didn't draw the most clear conclusion, but whatever I did, somebody just said, you know what? Tell this kid Kosta to be quiet. And here comes $5,000. And this is what it boils down to for the kids. What a worthy cause. Susie and Mitchell Rice. That's what it comes down to. For kids, children, okay? We're adults. We've already had our shot. Let's be honest. I'm 41. You know, kids didn't do anything wrong. I've done some stuff wrong. I'm not asking you to donate to me. Then we wouldn't have any money left. We are at $936,000, 644 buckaroonies. Oh, we're so close. We are so close. I had to just adjust my chair. And yeah, my head went out of the screen. Ladies and gentlemen, here comes another $5,000 to support the Zhang Explorers Scholarship by Ben. Thank you, Ben, for your donation. Do you remember when I made that comparison to this chair Sharon was sitting in and how the kids needed money and it didn't make any sense? And a lot of you were sitting there going, what the hell is he talking about? You're right. What was I talking about? But since I made that weak metaphor, $15,000 has come in. And we have to be close to the $50,000 challenge that Alex and Sheila put forth. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, listen to me. I'm getting serious right now because like I said, I get a lot in my ear. And I also just heard Delta 236 is about to land on runway 4. But I also heard that we are $1,000 away from the $50,000 challenge. Can I say that again? $1,000 more dollars comes in, and we will have another $50,000. Sell one of your boats, ladies and gentlemen. Take commercial airplane instead of the 9 jets that you own, okay? You don't have to wear a fresh suit every day. Here comes $2,000 to the Valerie Fund for whatever is needed from Jeff Johnson. Thank you, Jeff. That puts us over the $50,000. So we have another $50,000 coming in from challenges met. We've met the challenge. $993,644. Oh my God. What do we have to do to get $1 million up there? I don't even think that the software will allow $1 million. And I got real close to the camera there. And I know the control panel hates that because they're going, how do we adjust your face so it looks good on the screen? I am overlooking good right now. Can we get another 1,000 comes in. Thank you, Carrie and Melissa Whelan. Can we get $1 million? I can maybe be the first host of the Valerie Fund auction to get $1 million. You think Susie Eisenberg got $1 million? Hell no. You think frickin' whoever else has hosted this thing? Nope. But Kosta, 41-year-old. Where's my dog? Can I get my dog? I need to get my dog in here. It'll help get the next $6,000. Texting my wife. Can you please bring my dog in here? $1,000. Thank you from Margaret to support the Valerie Fund. My dog is going on camera to get to $1 million. Now, does my wife sleep on the couch a lot of times? Yes. Thank you. $1,256 from Mark Cox for camp. It's camp happy time. We're $3,000 away. I hear her footsteps. Here comes the dog. We're almost at $1 million for the kids. for the kids. Ladies and gentlemen, $3,000. It's okay. $3,000. And we will get to $1 million. This is my dog, Walter. He absolutely hates the spotlight. He was a rescue dog from Los Angeles. Here comes $20,000. We did it. Daniel just donated $20,000. Walter, we did it. Woo, 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 for the kids, for the kids. $1,017,000. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Walter. Walter, say goodnight to the kids. Okay. Holy shit. I think we did it. I mean, I'll keep going, but $1 million? Are you out of your mind? And the fact that the Valerie Fund gives me 25% cut on what's raised, just kidding, they don't do that. Here comes another $1,000, a donation for my GameStop winnings. Come on. Oh, they got a sense of humor, these Valerie Funders, let me tell you. Here comes another $1,000 in honor of Michael Kosta's great performance here. John, if that's sarcastic, I swear to God. Hey, note to control panel, get me John's home address. And if that is sarcastic, I'm going to beat him up. Ladies and gentlemen, you, not me, you have raised $1,019,000 to support Nicoletta, Prince, Derek, Richie, Shelby, Sierra, Chris, Zion, Abdiel, so many other kids, so many other names. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This has been a tremendously successful evening. We appreciate it so much. The Valerie Fund, God bless them. Let's hope for a great 2021. Thank you so much for your donations. I am Michael Kosta. I am signing off. You can still text message 815-913-2729 with donations, 815-913-2729. $1 million was raised tonight. Thanks to you. Good night, everybody. Thank you very much. Goodbye.